Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're into the Matrix. You are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Make sure to spam that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam that like button. Let's get into it, y'all. All right. So the top story of the day was 16 billion login credentials was hacked. Okay, 16 billion users login credentials was hacked. And this is included, but not limited to, from Google, from Apple, from Facebook, from Telegram. Do you know what has never been hacked? Do you know what has never, the credentials of the users that have never been hacked? Does anybody know? That would be cryptocurrency. That would be Bitcoin. That would be cryptocurrency. Okay? Bitcoin, the credentials from the users have never been hacked. Okay? Never been hacked. All right, moving along. Ohio. It's Ohio against the world, baby. It was all Ohio. It was all ever going to be Ohio. That was it. But Ohio officially has passed a bill. They passed a bill to exempt Bitcoin payments under $200. Down in Ohio. Swag like Ohio. You love to see it. This is a big step in the right direction, in my opinion, and the ethos of what cryptocurrency and what Bitcoin is really all about. Okay? What it's all about. This is a big deal. Lots of people are going to be moving to Ohio. But they said it was all Ohio. It was only ever Ohio. It's always been Ohio. All right, Kraken launches
Bitcoin staking via Babylon. Kraken and Babylon have partnered up, and they're going to be launching their own staking app. More to come out with this, but this is a big deal. You're seeing more and more big players offering more and more financial services. All right? The cream rises to the top, ladies and gentlemen. The cream rises to the top, okay? And Elon Musk. Whoopsies. We forgot about one. We skipped one. That's okay. Long-term holders are buying Bitcoin like never before. And some of the new ones as well, such as BlackRock. But the OGs that have been in this space for a long time are buying crypto. Meanwhile, retail is not. Okay? Retail is not. And now it's about the Elon Musk X app will launch an app that will allow investors to use for investing and for use of payments. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Is this something, or is it much ado about nothing? Is this going to be a big deal? Is this going to move the needle? Let me know. What do you guys think down below? And with that, let's get into the charts and the cryptocurrency. All right. Let's bring the action. Everyone's favorite part of the day. As of the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at $104,400. We're down 0.5% today and still just kind of trading sideways. Now, we talked about this a little bit. We're at the top, we're at the bottom of the range, and we're still getting rejected at the top of the range. When we zoom in on a more zoomed in time frame, we're starting to lose it a little bit, but we haven't technically made a lower low at this point. Okay, so this to me is the line in the sand. I still have it right here, $103,200. That is the line in the sand for Bitcoin. Okay, we're starting to really get coiled up here. As far as the RSI, we're starting to really get coiled up here as far as price action goes. And again, we've talked about this. It is not the events that the markets do not like. It's not the war. It's not the tariffs. It's not the Silicon Valley Bank. It's not the FTX. It's none of these things. It is the uncertainty that the market does not like. And I would argue, my argument is, the big event that's has everybody's piranha right now, that has everyone's energy right now, is, of course, the war in Israel and the war in Iran. But I would argue that this war has been taking place for thousands of years. So I would argue it's hard to make a case that the market is uncertain about this. That would be my claim. All right, Ethereum, still the same thing, just marching along sideways. And what we talked about yesterday during yesterday's live stream is we're seeing this a lot from a lot of different cryptocurrencies. Okay, Ethereum not as much, but you can definitely kind of see it as well in the micro. And what do I mean by that? We're having a micro downtrend on the on a lot of the cryptocurrencies, not as much clearly on Ethereum, but you could definitely call this a micro downtrend for Ethereum. But what do we have at the same time is we have an uptrend on the RSI. And we see this, most of the markets look like this right now. Okay, you have an uptrend on the RSI while you're having a downtrend on the price. And that is what we call a divergence. And we see these things take place at changes. I'm going through changes. We see this at changes. Okay, this is what marks a reversal. It's not necessarily always the RSI. It's not necessarily always the price action. But something that I am constantly looking for in the market is divergences. All right, let's take a look at XRP. XRP is a little bit clearer with the same divergence. Making higher lows. The RSI is making higher lows, but we're making lower lows on the top, while this is making higher highs. Again, that is a divergence. We're seeing this on others. Clear downtrend on others, while there's a clear uptrend on others' RSI. This is a mark of change. You see this at topping structures too. You don't just see it at the bottom, right? Okay, example. Right here, it was an uptrend. And then you started to get a downtrend. And that's a mark of a reversal. Okay? You see this everywhere. But as for me, I am really encouraged with, here's Link, same thing. Big downtrend while there's an uptrend on the RSI. This is a divergence that's forming right now. And I want to zoom out and show you, like here was the last micro peak for Link. Here's a more clear example where you have this clear uptrend here, right? And then when we look at it, you start to get a downtrend, okay? That is a divergence. They happen at tops and they happen at bottoms, okay? But we're seeing this everywhere in the markets right now. They're all telling the same story. Why are they all telling the same story? Because they're all going to do the same thing at the same time. Everything, everywhere, all at the same time. But of course, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you're watching this on the recording, let me know in the comments what you think and subscribe. Hit that bell icon for more. And if you're watching it live, let's get into your guys' questions, comments, and concerns. All right. What is up, y'all? How's everyone feeling? Out of 10, make sure I spam that like button, hit that share so other people can spam the like button and hit the share. Let's get into your guys' questions, comments, concerns. Is this recorded? It is recorded, but we are live. It is recorded live. Anthony, thank you for becoming a member. Yes, Savage. I still didn't add the sound. I promise you I will do it tomorrow. I promise I will do it tomorrow. First, J-O, you in fact are first. O-H. I-O. Sup, Ski. Any chance E-Gold can 10x from here? We'll take a look at it. By the way, if you're watching on TikTok, TikTok has given me my subscription back. Okay? Finally! Subscription is back. So if you want to support the work that I do, obviously you don't have to. I give out lots of free prana, lots of free content for free. But if you want to support the work that I do, get exclusive access to exclusive content, get bumped to the front of the line, you can support my work by becoming a member. And I appreciate all the members. And I appreciate all of you. Isn't the change a bearish divergence? No. Not right now, presently. What I was showing earlier, though, on the previous change, right? So this is Dogecoin. This was a bearish divergence for Dogecoin. Yes. Over here, back when it was at $70 billion market cap. Right? We can see a little bit of a downtrend on the RSI as the price is rising. We can see that, right? So that is a bearish divergence, but this was back in November. Okay, that's a clear signal of a bearish divergence. What I'm seeing in the market is the opposite of that. We're seeing bullish divergences. Okay? We're seeing bullish divergences in the market. Justin, thank you for becoming a member. You savage, brother. I appreciate you. He's got the SpongeBob off the rip. TikTok did not let me upload that at first, so I had to crop it just a little bit, but you know what it is. He says, awesome, so many fake accounts. Yes, there are so many fake accounts, and here's how you know the real one. There's so many Slim Shadys. Well, the real Slim Shady, please stand up. Please stand up. Here's how you know it's the real Slim Shady. I will never message you first, and I will never ask you to DM me. Never. Never will I message you first. Never am I going to say, how's your trading going? Guess what? I don't care. I do care, but I'm not going to message you about it. I wonder why. It's your boy. What's up, brother? Others chart looks okay. It's individual alts that look dash right now. Look like death right now. Are you DCing on those downtrends? Yes, I am DCing. because this is the main reason that I'm starting to get a lot of confidence to DCA right here. I'm always DCAing, right? Because that's the idea. I'm always DCAing. But the reason that I have a lot of strong confidence to DCA and to my trades even more is this bullish divergence. It's your boy Webb. Your boy Ski. Anybody wants a good short? SEI is at resistance in the downtrend channel, ready to short to 14 cents. Do you think Uni will go lower than $7? Uni low-key is one of the ones that have been performing very well on this recent sort of micro downtrend that we've been on. I don't think so. Really like your content, bro. I appreciate you. You think the war is going to crash crypto even more? I do not. No, I do not. Listen, let's have an objective adult conversation about war, right? I've been to war. I've deployed 4 different times, or excuse me. Yes, that's correct. I've deployed 4 different times to 3 different countries. I fought in 3 different wars on 4 separate occasions. I can tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, war is evil. There is nothing more evil that exists on this earth than war. There are no winners in war, right? All of this can be true, and we're going to do the box brain that men do, right? We're going to put this box over here. This box is here, and this box is not going to touch the next box. The box is, we're all in agreement, war is evil. There is no necessary evil. It's just evil. There's no winners in war. And we're going to put this box over here, and this box is not going to touch this other box. Okay? The other box that exists at the same time as this box is war is good for crypto. War is good for stocks. War is good for the economy. I wish it were not so. I hate that that's the case. But that is the case. Okay? And here are some of the last. Right? Let me pull up my trade the news and you'll lose chart. Here's the most recent. By the way, it was the same damn war. Same damn war. War in Israel versus Iran. Right here. Bitcoin pulls back from 31K all the way back in the height of the war to $24,000. We have not went lower to this very day. By the time you hear about the event, it's already over. It is already done. I'm pretty sure too, by the way. Okay, look. Someone said, I thought that was a bearish divergence. Thought it was bearish, could be wrong. Look, here's an example. Okay, so he's talking about what we were talking about earlier. This is one of the reasons too that I was confident back then with video evidence that this was a local bottom. I put it out. I made a video. You can look up on my YouTube account. I think I posted the video maybe a couple, maybe like 2 days later, literally. After this right here, I said that this was a local bottom. I put it out to the community on the day, but I made a video recording about it. I think it was like 2 days later. And this is what I'm talking about. What I was talking about earlier. So here's an example, right? So you have a downtrend with price, right? And then what do you have? You have an uptrend with RSI. You see that? Downtrend with price, uptrend with RSI. That's a divergence. This is one of the many reasons that I was so confident that this was the local bottom. 9/11/2023. The worst 9/11 in American history. Not really. What up, Ski? What up, fam? Thanks, man. You the GOAT, bro. I appreciate you. Says, will alts keep bleeding? Short term, I mean very short term, maybe, if you're lucky. When we look back 6 months from now, we're going to look back and think, damn, that was the best opportunity that we have gotten in a while. And you're going to pray for these days again. 6 months from now, you're going to pray for these days. If Bitcoin could just get back to 100K again, if Ethereum was just at 2,500 one more time, I promise I'll go all in. I promise I'll put the chips forward. It's time to nut up or shut up. Everyone wants dips. Everybody wants to buy the blood until the blood actually appears. Until the blood actually appears. It's time to nut up or shut up. It's time to shit or get off the pot. Solnic dip. Solnic is at the best opportunity right now that I think it is going to be at. And by the way, I want to do a refresh on the chart here. 23 million, 23.29 million Solnic is staked. That is over 2% of the supply. It is day number 4 that version 2 has been live, and 2% of the entire supply that can ever exist is already locked up. Most of it is for 2+ years. But you can get 3% for 90 days, 7% for 180 days, 15% for 365 days. That's double the stock market return. And you get 30% for 720 days. Solnic is my number one 100x play, period. It is not particularly close. Grabbed more algo. All right, let's check out algo. I believe Solnic's up today. Just straight up. It is even. If you're even, I'm leaving. We're 0.06%. So basically even. All right, let's check out algo. He said you can earn 1% on your deposit amount every day. The ratio is greater than the banks. What are you talking about? Are you talking about for Kraken? H-Bar, Pepe? Man, Algo looks really strong. This has the same chart. I didn't even know. This has the same chart as ADA. This has the same chart as VeChain. Like, look at that. That's the same exact chart. This looks really good to me. This was on your micro downtrend, but you have reversed this with a higher low. What I would like to see is for this to hold and then to take out 25 cents. And that would be a higher high. But this chart in the macro looks really good. In the micro, just looking to see if this will hold. Algo did have some inflation. Is ZBCN good? It was good 6 months ago. It is no longer good. Right? As far as value, maybe it's a great project. I don't know. Maybe it's the best project of all time. But value, here's the reality of ZBCN. My targets were 1/2 penny, 7/10 of a penny, and 1 penny. That was my high, medium, low. It hit 2 of the 3, and it did a 9x in 45 days. And it gave you a year of this price. It gave you 323 days to catch a 9x. And then did a 9x in 45 days. That's not something I'm interested in investing in. I would recommend taking profit. And in the micro, like it's even worse than the macro. Like this is on a clear downtrend. Can we chart Pepe? Yeah, we'll take a look at Pepe. We'll take a look at DOT. We'll take a look at you guys spamming the like button and hitting the share so other people can spam the like button and hit the share. All right. Let's check out Pepe. I'm doing Pepe based on market cap. Let's get this to 50,000 likes. I got faith in y'all. Bitcoin has held 100K for 40, count them, 40 consecutive days. I'm pretty sure I put that in my, on my lower third. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure I put that in my lower third. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did though. I thought I did. I guess not. Okay. Pepe, markdown accumulation. Sign of strength, back test of the prior range. Micro downtrend here. I anticipate 3.86 billion to hold. This is the line of confluence here. There's lots of support back here. That's what I anticipate to hold for Pepe. That's $3.9 billion market cap. So from here, that's about another 10% that it potentially wouldn't be the end of the sky would not be falling if it were to dip that. And what we'd want to see is a break of this micro downtrend. In the macro, this is an uptrend, right? Macro, this looks really good. You're in a clear uptrend here. But in the micro, this is a downtrend, right? So medium term looks great. Short term, not so much. Medium term, it looks good. Really good. Retracement is a 1x from here. Parabolic is about a 5x from this point. All right, we're going to take a look at FET, and then we'll look at DOT. Okay, so this was your markdown. This is your accumulation. This looks to be your selling climax. This looks to be your secondary test, and perhaps that's all you're going to get. You might get a spring back to about 1.38 billion. Would not be weird. But your sign of strength is going to be about a 50% move. Retracement is about a 1.3x. And then parabolic is a 6x on FET. What's the total crypto market cap prediction for the next 6 months? Okay, these are the right questions. These are the right questions, right? But my prediction is $4 trillion, $7 trillion, so low, medium, and then 8.8 is my parabolic case for the total market cap. And absolutely something you should be paying attention to, right? If your project is not parabolic, but the total market is parabolic, like that is definitely something to pay attention to. 4.5 trillion. I'm sorry, I missed a decimal. Right? So if the total market cap is parabolic, but your project isn't, it's something that you should be paying attention to. Is this new TikTok account ski? Yes. My other TikTok got banned because TikTok is a bunch of haters. They do not like me liberating regular people. I will still never message you first. I will still never ask you to DM me. To this day. By the way, if you're watching on TikTok, I just got my subscriptions back. So if you want to support the work that I do, I had almost 200 on the other account. But if you want to support the work that I do, get bumped to the front of the line and get exclusive content, exclusive videos, you obviously are not required to, but if you want to support the work that I do, you can become a subscriber on TikTok. Appreciate the gifts. With check, I can sub. I had my account banned. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. It seemed like there was a lot, right? It was myself, it was Alex, it was William, it was I think there was like 5 or 6 other major crypto creators as well. Thank you for becoming a subscriber, Pat's World. Yeah, savage. I appreciate you, brother. I just did dot. Oh, I didn't do dot. I'm sorry. I lied. Let's look at dot. Calvin Hill, that's right. Pat's World. All right, let's check out Whiff. Thank you for becoming a subscriber. Dot looks fine to me. This has the same chart as Algo. This has the same chart as VeChain. Everything. Retracement is 13 billion. Parabolic 30 billion. That's just in the micro. That's a retracement. And then the macro parabolic is 127. All right, let's check out Whiff. Thanks for becoming a subscriber, brother. I appreciate your support. Gavstat, thanks for becoming a member on TikTok. Yes, savage, brother. Can you check out GFI or Rweave? I got you, bro. My man's watching on YouTube and TikTok. Let's go. Good lunch, bud. Out of the night, thanks for becoming a member. I didn't even notice you become a member. Thank you, bro. All right. Okay, so Whiff has kind of the same chart as Pepe. Right? Medium term looks really good. And if you guys are not aware, listen. I'm going to tell you the truth. Medium, that is a technical number. And what it refers to... I'm just kidding. So in the medium term, I would say Whiff looks really good. You're marked down, already deep in accumulation. This would be your sign of strength, your back test, and you're on top of support right here. So this is not a bad opportunity right here. In the short term, though, it's still on a micro downtrend. So in the very short term, it's still on a micro downtrend, and we have to reverse that. But I don't anticipate it to get below this support over here. I'm going to draw the line in the sand for Whiff. There's a lot of support right there. 71 cents. I do not think it's going to get below that. Right? It could get into it. Like, it could, you know, it wouldn't be weird to, like, really get into it. 62 cents, but... I don't see much. Like, that's best case scenario as an investor, as an opportunist, right? Retracement, $2.80. Parabolic, $10. The Real Monkey, thanks for becoming a member on TikTok. You savage. I'm Schmedium myself. I'm a Schmedium man myself. Are you buying spot? Yes, I am buying spot. Into my top value plays, Solnic is my number one 100x play. I like VeChain here. I like ADA here. I like, what do I like here? I like Uni here. I like Link here. There's a lot of coins that have that same setup, that same chart that look really, really good to me. Which gaming project is good buying? You know, my favorite one based off of the charts, I haven't looked at it in a long time, actually. Like, no one's asking me about it. So let me look at this. Okay. And this looks pretty good, actually. Shiba. Sarah, thank you for becoming a member on TikTok, yes, savage. I appreciate your support. Okay, so this is starting to round out here, but it would be Naka. So this is your markdown, accumulation, your sign of strength, your back test of the prior range. This is your micro downtrend, and you're starting to round out here again. Now, if this level can hold, and, you know, if it wicks below it, it's not the end of the world. But you know what I mean? Like, structurally, if you look back and say this holds, which we have support over here, this is a really good opportunity. And we could even pull a micro fib off of Naka here. Retracement is $2.11. That's a 5x. You'll take that. That's the micro retracement. Like, you don't even need nothing else. But Naka is my favorite gaming one. All right, let's check out Shiba. What was the price target for Algo? 222, $8. Do you like Dot? I do like Dot. What up, Ski? Can you check Link? I like Link a lot right here. All right, let's check out Shiba for, I think it was Sarah. I typed in Sarah. My God. Sarah, are you on the charts? I'm looking for you. Okay. This looks good. Macro. I always start macro. Your markdown, accumulation, sign of strength, back test of the prior range, reaccumulation. I would say this is your sign of strength. Within the sign of strength, back test again, reaccumulate again. This is a critical level. Like, I don't love that it's a little bit lower, but there's so much support over here. I would be shocked if we get below this, to be honest. This is about as good as I think it's going to get. And we'll do a micro fib pull here. Retracement is about 18 billion. And that's about a 2x almost. And then the micro parabolic is a 7x. You'll take that. Is Sarah going to retrace? Sarah's going to go absolutely parabolic. Her crypto portfolio, her life, everything. Sarah's going parabolic. Arweave. All right, let's check out Arweave. Okay. Also, I was confusing this with Aave. This is not Aave. I don't know why I was doing that. This looks very similar to Shiba, actually. Macro looks very good. Medium term, the very technical time frame that I really like to hang out at, the medium time frame. It looks pretty good because we've been in a downtrend. I would not classify this as broken, a downtrend yet, although you might. Because we definitely have a higher high at this point, and we have a higher low. If this were to hold as a higher low, that's really good. So yeah, we'll see if that holds. Lots of support over here. Retracement, $26. Parabolic in the micro, 119. You got 10K you putting in the market. You waiting for the bear market? What are you waiting for, brother? We're at 2022 prices with 2025 regulation. You know what I'm saying, brother? Like, what do I mean by that? Imagine you have the same prices as 2022, but what was going on in 2022? FTX just went to zero. Luna just went to zero. All the exchanges don't have liquidity. There's regulation that's restrictive. You have the same prices. What's happening? Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. BlackRock has ETF. BlackRock's buying Bitcoin. Governments are buying Bitcoin. States are buying cryptocurrency. Solana ETF in the pipeline. Ethereum ETF. XRP ETF just got approved yesterday. So we have bear market prices with 2025 crypto clarity. By the way, the stablecoin, the Genius Act just got passed yesterday, 2 days ago. Smoke them if you got them. Near ICP or FET, I would pick ICP out of that list. Moonwalker, thank you for the $90 donation. Moonwalker actually donated $2,990. No, I'm just kidding. It's coming out. Can you check DIA? I got you, brother. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Not the stock. Is this a chart right here? Is this your man? That's my man. I'm gonna rock. Is this your man? No, I'm just kidding. Let me see if we can find a better chart. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This looks good. Macro. Beautiful. Wonderful. Magnificent. Accumulation. Sound of strength. Back test. Move higher. Back test again. Cha-cha real smooth now. Cha-cha again. You had a downtrend. This is a clear break of the downtrend. Right? Clear break from this downtrend. Right here. And then you just have a back test of it again. So can this be confirmation of a higher high? And then can this be confirmation of a higher low? Now let's zoom in on the medium term. And what are we seeing? We're seeing a divergence. On the daily. Let's see if we can find something on the 5 hour. Yes. Definitely. You have a downtrend. And then you have an uptrend. So I don't mind this at all. This looks pretty good to me. Retracement, $1 hair. Parabolic, $3.69. DAX always on your mind. Shoddy, I don't mind. ICP prediction, $38 minimum, $100 and $140. Sui Micro, please. Got a little leverage. Oh, not you, Siri. Get away from me. Stop it. Stop it. My phone thought I said her name. FBI agent, you are dismissed. SUI. Chainlink 77. I think so. That's my most parabolic. $38, $78, and then $178. Sol 420, 510, $600. All right. Okay, so Sui, this was clear distribution. Buying climax, upthrust, UTAD, distribution, markdown, accumulation, sign of strength, backtest of the prior range. Now, it's still on a downtrend on the backtest. But, again, we're seeing the same thing everywhere, right? Everywhere, everything everywhere all at one time is doing the exact same thing. They're all doing the same thing. What does that tell us? The answer to the test is in the question. Did you study for the test? It doesn't matter. The answer's in the question. So this looks like a divergence for Sui. Retracement. Let me pull a microfib on this. It's 12.5 billion. Parabolic is 23 billion. Solana long term. How long term we talking here? You betting the super cycle. What do you clarify your question, please, sir? Please, sir, may I have some more? $20-30 long term. Okay, if we're talking long term, like 5+ years, Solana is one of my favorite plays. Because the technology of Solana to me it's the best. Like from idea to product, there is no better product as far as the blockchain. So I could easily see it being over, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 over the course of that time frame. But my targets for the next 6 months or a year is 420. You believe in the super cycle theory? Not really, no. If you don't know who I am, if you're new to my content, let me just tell you how I analyze the markets, and let me tell you like my biases, so that you can, I always advocate that everyone comes up with their own idea, their own thesis. And my whole mission is to teach you how to fish rather than fish for you, if that makes sense. But what I am known for in my area of expertise is Wyckoff method. Wyckoff is my bread and butter. So that is my superpower. I use Wyckoff. I use Fibonacci's. I use market sentiment. And I think I'm a master at figuring out reading retail. And so I spend a large majority of my time trying to figure out what are institutions doing and what is retail doing. Why does retail feel a certain way? Am I retail? Yes, I am. I am retail. But I spend my entire time trying to figure out what is retail doing and why are they doing it. Because retail is always wrong, and I have a bias that the institutions and the apex predators are running the show. So you want to tell me the game is rigged, Ski? I agree. So here's how I analyze the market knowing that. Here's how I look at the market through the lens, through the filter that this game is in fact rigged. Just like I got a filter right now on my OBS, right? I've done this before. It's the same picture. Because I'm recording on S-Log. Let me go you to my face so you can see what I'm talking about here. I'm recording on S-Log, right? But if I go to my properties and I go to my filters and then I turn this off, it's the same picture. There's nothing really different, but it looks a lot flat, and the picture isn't as clear. The picture isn't as crisp. So I analyze the market with the filter, understanding fundamentally that the apex predators are running the show. That's the filter that I put on the market when I'm looking at things. Hi, it's been a while. I've been busy. Solnic price. Keep buying when I can. Solnic is my number one 100x play. My number one 100x play. My targets are 7.5 cents by the end of the year. Bare bones minimum, $1 and then $5.89. Those are my targets for Solnic. And I am excited. If you haven't been following along with Solnic, I'm excited to announce that we have officially done our first thing. So staking is available for Solnic. You can go to staking.solniccoin.io and you can stake your Solnic that you have. Right now, there's 23.29 million Solnic that have been locked up, most of it for over 2+ years. That's over 2% of the total supply that can ever exist in the history of ever is locked up for 2+ years. And that number is growing by the day. It is only day number 4 of version 2 of staking. But you can earn 30% on your Solnic. You really think Flux will hit $5? I really, really think so. Did you chart SEI yet? I think I did. I think I did. Let me see. La 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 la. Medium term downtrend. It broke a downtrend, make a higher high, and this looks to be a higher low. In the very, very short term, though, we are on a downtrend again. So I'd like to see us take out 20 cents as a higher high, and that would be a break, a reversal again. Retracement is 50 cents. I would take profit there. Parabolic is 167. What's your thoughts on KTA? I'm not sure. This was your mark up. This was distribution. This is your mark down. Yeah, I mean, there's support here, but if it doesn't get caught here, it's going to keep going. It's hard to... This is a pretty steep downtrend. It doesn't look very good. It says, I'm unable to stake Solnic with Solflare. You are able to stake it with Solflare. We are in the process of getting it whitelisted on Solana. So what's happening is we're not whitelisted on Solana yet on staking staking.solniccoin.io. So meaning when you go to stake it, it will give a warning message and say do not, it will say blocked. You just have to click proceed anyway until we get it whitelisted. When we get it whitelisted, it won't show up at all. So that's the error message that you're getting. You just have to click proceed anyways. But we're working on that. I emailed them today with our stuff. So hopefully, I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know how long their process takes. I have no idea. But I can tell you that I've given them the information to whitelist it so that it doesn't keep showing up. All right, NCT. What does whitelist mean? It just means basically you're giving your credentials and you're verifying your project with whatever said company, whether it be Solana or Phantom or Solflare. It just means that it's a layer of verification to help prove. It doesn't necessarily mean if something is whitelisted that it's not bad, but it is another layer of verification. So, for instance, Solnic is whitelisted on Jupiter, meaning when you look up Solnic, you don't get a little error message because it's whitelisted. So it's just another added verification to say, hey, we are who we are. We are who we say we are. So we have submitted the paperwork to do that so it doesn't give you an error message. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I don't know if I explained that or not for you. NCT. So it was the same thing when we first started Solnic. It wasn't whitelisted on Jupiter. And so if you tried to buy it on Jupiter, it would give you an error message and it had like a yellow little caution. If you see that on Phantom or Jupiter or anywhere, if you see a little yellow caution on a coin, it just means they're not whitelisted. And it's a whole process to get whitelisted. But we got Solnic whitelisted through the coin, and now we need to get the staking website whitelisted as well. Because every dApp needs to be whitelisted. Okay. Macro, this looks really good. Medium term, downtrend, and you're starting to round out here, and you're holding. This is a good bit of support here. This has been support for a while. But this is a rounding out. You could count this as your selling climax. So if that were the selling climax, it wouldn't be weird to get like a wick to 1.3 cents. But in the bigger time frame, this looks really good. Retracement is 7 cents in the micro fib, and the micro parabolic would be 25 cents. Says, I'm everywhere, baby. Nose ski. Oh, no, not the nose ski. Can you stake on Coinbase wallet? The wallet, you should be able to, yes. If you're talking about Solnic coin, yes, you should be able to. I have not verified that myself. I can try to do that, but you should be able to. He's everything everywhere all at once. Just short uni on a scalp. Is that okay? Play. Just keep your stop losses tight, brother. But I think uni looks good. What are your targets for DOT? I think we went over it. I think it was a 3 to 7x. That's some high quality H2O. Guys, we're at 47,500 likes. Can we get it to 50,000 likes? Can NCT hit $1? Macro fib. Excuse me. So that was just a micro fib. Macro fib. My God. I'm about to block this dude. Macro, 57 cents would be the parabolic. So can it hit $1? It can. That's possible, but I don't think it's plausible. I definitely don't think it's probable for it to hit $1. Can you chart LCX or AVAX? I sure can. By the way, if you're just joining, TikTok has given me my subscription on this account. So if you guys want to support the work that I do and become a member on TikTok, I greatly appreciate it. You're going to get exclusive videos, exclusive content, bump to the front of the line, and lots of cool stickers that are very funny. I think they're funny. Some of them TikTok didn't like. It did not like the SpongeBob one. I had to resubmit it. I had to crop it in just a little bit to get that one approved. It did not like the SpongeBob one, for sure. All right, let's check out LCX. Yes, Doge. I like Doge. Doge has the same chart as Shiba, basically. $1.11 and then $2.22. There you go. That's the SpongeBob. TikTok made me resubmit that one. All right, LCX. Okay, what do we got here? How oversold are we? Okay, LCX is pretty oversold at this point. It's the most oversold it was since November when I said that this was the bottom. There's support over here. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right. Listen, guys, 10 cents. Remember like how everyone was crying about 10-cent LCX prices in November? And then it went on quickly. In like 10 days. It went on to do a 5x. Guess what? We're here again. This looks like your selling climax. Where is my text? Where's my snare? And this looks like your secondary test. Okay. So this is the beginning of the accumulation, right? What am I talking about? Wyckoff accumulation, selling climax, secondary test, and phase B. Phase C is the variable. Sometimes you just get an LPS and sometimes you get a spring. It's literally 50-50. So I don't know if LCX is going to get a spring or not. If it were to get one, it would probably take you to about 8.8 cents. That's probably as good as you're going to get. If you're lucky, blessed, and highly favored, that's what you're going to get. As far as the targets, though, micro parabolic is 84 cents, and my targets are still the same. So $1.11 and $2.22. Those are still my targets. 3 to 7x for DOT in the second half of this year or later, sir? Yes. The answer is yes. It takes as long as it takes. How long does it take to cook rice? It takes as long as it takes. All right, guys. That, I think, is going to be it. I think we're going to do a little bit of members only. Make sure I got everybody on TikTok. Hold up. All right. Let's try this. I don't even remember how to do this. I might just have to do it. So we're going to do a little bit of... Oh, here we go. We're going to do a little bit of members only. Make sure everyone got their questions answered, their TA that they wanted. And then we're going to wrap this one up. And I'll be live tomorrow with Alex, 9 a.m. in the morning. Central Time, and I'll also be live 4 p.m. Central, same time. V7, thanks for becoming a member. Yes, Savage, I appreciate you, brother. Orange Man just arranged peace and then hung spring, literally. Irish Dano, thanks for becoming a member, brother. Yeah, Savage, I appreciate you, your support. Irish Dano's a real one. What impact does the Genius Act have on the market? I don't think it has crazy impact as far as price action goes in the short term, but I think what it does is it puts in the framework to set things up long term. So if you're asking me, like, what does the Genius Act do short term, I don't think it does a lot. If you're asking me what it does in the long term, I think it does a lot. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. I think there was a uni question, and then if any of the subscribers wants to do in-depth TA on a particular project, we'll look at that. But let's start off with uni. Uni is like the only one, man, in the short term that looks good. Even in the, not even just the medium, not even just in the medium, not even just in the long. Like even in the short micro, I think Uni looks good. It's just holding this uptrend here, like very, very strong. And it has a lot of room to go. Okay, so this is a good point by Out of the Night. He says, am I hip to the Genius Act serving as a backdoor way of printing money around the Fed? I'm not hip to that, but now that you have said it out loud, and I have said it out loud, it is the most obvious thing ever. I'm shocked that I did not think of this earlier, to be honest with you. That's exactly what it is. Literally 100%. How can you get around the Fed not printing money? Pass a bill that allows us to create stable coins, which are just backed by what? The US dollar. Tim, I lied to you. I lied straight to your face. This could be a very good thing in the short term. All right. Let's check out Bonk. DBM, thanks for becoming a member. Yes, Savage, I appreciate you. Okay, Bonk looks very similar to Whiff. Same thing, markdown, accumulation, sign of strength, back test of the prior range. Macro looks very, very good. Micro, medium term, not as, like it's still on a downtrend. But we do have a divergence on Whiff. A lot of the coins have the same chart here. So I'm seeing the same thing on all of the charts. So this is a divergence. I'm going to pull a micro fib here and give you like short-term targets. Retracement. Okay, I'm going to give you a percentage on Bonk because there's too many zeros. 50%. And micro parabolic would be a 2x. Says you're on point. Thank you, bro. Genius Act going to be huge. It's going to be huge. A lot of people. You know, Nasty Jerome Powell, he didn't want to print money for you. I said, print the money. Give him the money. So I said what I'll do. I'll pass the Genius Act. It's going to be huge. A lot of people, you're going to get tired of winning. You're going to say, Mr. President, no, please, stop winning. All right, let's check out CAR. What is that? CAR. TESI. Okay, I haven't been checking the tokenomics tonight, is what I just realized. Dang it. Okay, so I don't love that this took out multiple years of support. That's not great. It just leads me to believe that there's inflation on this. Stimulus check on the way. You're going to get tired of winning. What is the inflation on this? CART. This leads me to believe that, okay, market cap 51 million, FDV 59 million, so not that much, but was there a lot? No, this looks okay. Okay, well, I would have thought this was accumulation, but it fell out. So I'm going to pull a micro fib off of this. Retracement is 16 cents. Parabolic, 56 cents. Can you pull up Crust Network? Just like storage. Are we even Filecoin? What is the ticker for that out of the night? Everyone gets 5,000 USDT. CRU. Okay, FDV is 2.6 million. Market cap's 1 point. Okay, so there's like a 3x. This is tiny. There's a 3x on inflation. So for me, that to me is already a threshold that I'm not really willing. And it already took this out because of that inflation. So I'll pull a micro. Retracement is 43 cents and parabolic is 180. All right. Telcoin. The targets for Uni. Did I not say the targets for Uni? I thought I did. $16 billion. So $43. 24, 43, 111. Telcoin is going to be the last one. And if I remember right, yeah, Telcoin looks really good. Same. I'm going to give you all micro fibs. Retracement 9. Parabolic is 2 cents. All right, guys. That's going to be it for this time. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I will never message you first, nor will I ask you to DM me, and I'm not going to ask you for money. Okay, those are scammers. I'm already seeing the Skis Crypto pop up everywhere. This is how you know it's real. I will never message you. That's somebody from Pakistan or Kakistan. All right? Peace, love, prosperity. Do not redeem. God first. God bless.